Welcome to this quick overview of the Oncology Drug Pathway Analyzer tool from bioseeker.com. When you launch the executable file, which needs no installation, the interactive tool starts directly in your web browser. In this first page, you can select between 3 different sources of signaling pathways that you want to analyze, and then between 12 different drug-specific filter settings. Let's get started with a quick example to show how easy it is to dig out useful data with this tool. It is known that the hedgehog pathway is the established pathway for activating the GLI1 protein. In a real-world example discussed in the supporting documentation for this tool, researchers recently discovered that the mTOR pathway also stimulates activity of the GLI1 protein in the development of cancer of the esophagus. With just a couple of clicks, we can select the mTOR pathway and the hedgehog signaling pathway. And at the moment, we'll leave all of the drug-specific filters at their default settings. We just click Search, and the tool brings us back an overview of the pathways, including the number of investigating companies, the total number of drugs affecting the pathways, and how many of these are active or ceased. We can also follow direct links off to external details about the pathways. In this case, we can see that the search across the 2 pathways has resulted in over 200 drugs. We could further investigate these drugs to find potential drug combination therapies in affecting the hedgehog and mTOR pathways. But let's say that we really want to know which drugs affect both pathways. Well, we can do that with just 2 clicks. We go up to the pathway selection and tell the tool to give us results for mTOR and hedgehog. Then ask it to search again. In just a second, it displays the relevant data where we see that there are 46 drugs that match the search. Now we can view the selected pathway details for drugs that affect both pathways by clicking on the pathway name. A new window opens up with the pathway details, and we can choose to view an overview table showing the key data from our results. In the table, we see the breakdown of drugs by drug status, with 23 active and 15 ceased, etc. The total number of drugs, investigating companies, and indications covered, and the list of the unique indications, complete with the number of drugs associated with each indication. For example, here esophageal cancer has 2 matching drugs associated with it. Next, we see a series of charts. These first gauges show the coverage of drugs, companies, and indications that our results have produced. For example, we can see that there are only 35 out of a possible 887 companies who are investigating drugs that affect both the mTOR and hedgehog pathways. As we scroll down, we reveal pie charts showing the breakdown of drugs by drug status, indication, and developmental stage. For example, we see that 50% of drugs targeting both mTOR and hedgehog pathways are active, and that almost 40% are in phase 2 of clinical trials. We also have an overview of which geographical areas are driving the development. These charts are all printable as PDF documents for you to use in your own reports to colleagues and other stakeholders. We then come to the main table, detailing all 46 drugs which affect both the mTOR and hedgehog pathways. We can see the drug name, its investigating company, country, and partners, its targets, and a list of all developmental projects, including indication, stage, and status. This table is fully sortable. For example, here I will sort it by investigator. In the premium version of this tool, you also get links out to detailed reports on almost 3,000 drugs, where you can see details such as business and market information, compound information, drug target, mechanism and pathway information, and detailed developmental information, and much more. The Oncology Drug Pipeline Analyzer brings all this information direct to your desktop and is available today from bioseeker.com.